We have the full from the FT. We take this and we physically move it backwards. That is extremely non-GLP fudging.
So do you, where do you so for the tandem of mass you have to isolate a certain mass. Is that done now in the FT?
That's in the linear.
It's in the linear. So you take this packet, send it back to the FT,
to the linear.
Then you select. So you just, so what's the purpose of sending, why not just send some down here, but then while that's doing this, why not just take a new packet and analyze, do the tandem of mass?
Oh, this is not a packet of ions. This is a list of masses. It's a computer list. When I mean ship, I don't mean ship the ions back.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, and we're not shipping we're just shipping a mass list. It's just a little Ethernet connection.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a physical movement of ions.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, we're shipping the mass list back. So so when I do this shipping, that's shipped via, where the hell am I? Ship masses via Ethernet. Okay.
And those are the masses it then uses to do its...
MSMS in the linear with new ions from your electrospray.
That's what I'm finding.
Okay. Then we fudge this first. And then what we do is we go into your full and we apply the Averagine algorithm. Look up the paper of Senko and McLafferty. Okay. It was, I think it was back, maybe, don't quote me, but somewhere around 1995. Okay. Mike, who was one of the 3 developers of the FT, was a McLafferty grad student. And what Mike did was he wanted to be able to compare fragment ions in the MSMS, okay, of big proteins. Well, the problem is, if you're going to measure mass differences between 2 peaks, you have to be able to align the peaks properly. You have to do monoisotopic from monoisotopic. So he's running problems where sometimes the big peak would be the mono, and the next big peak would be the first isotope. Thrash, exactly. Okay, so that is what we call the Averagine work. What is an average composition, and can we model isotopics? Okay, so Mike wrote that, and then someone after he left took his code and wrote thrash. Okay, that code of Averagine was rewritten in Brayman and is put in here because we pull out the monoisotopic and then we go and we put into each of these the monoisotopic mass. So there's 2 steps to fudging. Actually, we call it post-acquisition, pre-next acquisition manipulation. I like fudging better. We move the full, and then we pull out the monoisotopics and shove them into each of those MSMSs.
So moving it is required just for Bioworks to know that those masses are associated
for Qual Browser, really. Yeah, Bioworks Qual Browser. Because if not, when you pop it up in Qual Browser, you'd see MSMS, and then you see the full stick. And users, we didn't want to do this at first, but we thought it was real unethical. And then users were like, well, we don't give a crap. It's just too hard to explain to your students how could you acquire the MSMS if the data wasn't until their experiments are done. So now we just physically move it back.
Well, they were started at the same time, but it's just the measurement takes longer.
Right,
so
exactly. Okay. We do the same thing on the Orbi, but now we can even get in more linears. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Parallel detection. This is in, I'm not going to teach this, but it's in here if you guys want to discuss it during the week. I have in here a section. Chapter 4 is not science. What do you guys call philosophy? There used to be a Dr. Demento song. You know which one I'm referring to. Okay, so chapter 4 is all building methods. Okay, now, covering bottom-up sequence. Do we do ITIT? Do we do FTIT? Do we do FTFT? Top-down sequencing. Okay. Here's a lot of these slides. What I just drew for you. There's my parallel detection slide. Okay, showing how everything's happening in parallel. Okay. How much resolution is needed for peptides? Resolution effects. Method setup. Okay. So this This chapter, everything in the front is the shared opinion of thermoelectron. Chapter 4 is the expressed personal opinion of Craig Dufresne does not represent the opinion of thermoelectron in any of its business subsidiaries. So you have the right to tell me, Craig, you are full of? Yes, I am. Now, all throughout the week, I'm going to be offering you my opinion. That's basically what I'm paid to do.
So I haven't heard yet why we need 100,000 resolution. You said, why do we need that? Well, that's a good question.
I don't know. That's whatever. That's Gigi. All these guys are running at 100K resolution.
So you would suggest maybe experimenting with the
Yeah, take a
max ion time on the MSMS and line,
right. Okay, I've seen anywhere from 50 to 400. Okay, the people who are 50, they want high dynamic range, and they're willing to miss some of the occasional crappy MS2s. The guys that are 400 say that the MS2 quality is most important, and they're willing to get a few less peptides. Okay, so the question is, are you ever say, my God, look how many things we hand analyze and they just produce crap. Okay, let's hand analyze less peptides with a higher chance of success. Okay.
So you're saying it might have the potential, if you increase that value, to reduce the number of false positives that are above those exponents.
Right. There was a paper by a guy named Brett Finney out of, it was one of the northern schools, like Wisconsin or one of those schools. I can't think of. I've spent a week with him once and froze my butt. That's all I remember. He did a whole paper on, max ion times, microscans, the whole bit. It was LCQ, but a lot of the concepts are there to think about. So those are the only two biggies, because the only thing you're using is the FT full and the FT MSMS.
Played with FTMS.